Good morning, world. You hear that? Good morning, world. A little bit better. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, Joseph Stephen Skoda III. It's been a wonderful journey the last couple weeks. I don't know if you've seen one of my last podcasts or so, but I was in the hospital. I spent about 5 days in there, 4.5, 5 days. After 3 or 4 days, you really knows the difference, right? When you're eating the hospital food, it's kind of bland. And the good thing about being sick, at least in my case, is you lose a couple pounds. Well, let me talk to you a little bit about why I was in the hospital and try to get rid of some misconceptions. I had a blockage, not an artery blockage or vein, but blockage in the bowels. Yeah, in my gut, in my intestines, where things weren't quite flowing the way they're supposed to. Now, just like if you have a blockage in the veins or worse, the arteries up in the neck, you have a blockage that would stop the blood from flowing or slowing it down. And quite frankly, any kind of blockage could kill us, could kill you. And we don't want to die from a blockage. And often it's caused by cholesterol, which often is caused by, let's face it, our diet and lack of exercise in some cases. Not always. We know of healthy people all the time who are getting sick and just dying on the football field or somewhere else. And we know people who smoke and drink constantly who seem to live forever and ever and ever. So, what's the solution? What do we do when we're not feeling strong and healthy? Now, for the past several months, I've been cramping over in my stomach. I'd bend over. Sometimes it would slow me down. I couldn't walk. I'd lay down and just couldn't quite figure it out. But I do have this little lump in my stomach. Uh, just a little lump. It happens to be a hernia, kind of part of my stomach pushing through my stomach wall. The muscles a little weak there to push this through. And every now and then I feel a little, I'll push it in, a little like gas seems to go through, and I'm good. I'm good for that. Now I've had several hernias before in the past, 3 or 4 surgeries, so I kind of know what it feels like, even though it has been almost 20 years since my last operation there. But I assumed that was the problem. So I'm making these appointments months ago with surgeons to kind of check out my hernia, find out what's going on. Is it serious? Now, I thought it was serious because I was cramping over quite a bit. I was feeling low in energy. I was getting weak. And that's very interesting. And I seen the surgeon when I was in the hospital a couple weeks ago, and she said, I don't think it's your hernia causing the problems. You have bowel obstruction. And like, what? What are you talking about? Bowel? What does that mean? And we know we're full of crap, right? You call it what you want to call it, but it's something like that. But what causes that? Now, when we're full of crap or we have a blockage of any kind, it slows us down, right? And like I said, it could kill us. But sometimes we have a blockage in our own brains, not necessarily from high cholesterol, but a blockage that's stopping us from fulfilling or achieving our full potential. Now, why is that? Why do we get a block, or we could call it fuzziness or cloudiness in our head? Maybe cloud nine if you're young and you're in love. But why do we get this fuzziness where we can't seem to do the things we need to do day to day, especially the things we need to do day to day to be successful, get things done, tend to our children, do better at our jobs and work. And sometimes even our relationships suffer because we have some kind of blockage, something kind of stopping us. Now, right, it could be a physical problem, it could be emotional problem, it could be psychological issue. But whatever it is, what's causing that? Your mind to forget things, to not care, to think of all the problems in the world. It's a crazy time we live in. Now I'm gonna get this real quick. You know, it's my phone. Things we often forget to block is our phones when we're in a meeting, when we're giving a presentation like this, when we're around other people, in the doctor's office. Now, that's an important call, but I'll call him back. He's an Air Force veteran like me. And that's important. And we have this blockage and disconnect for the last couple of weeks when we're trying to get something going. We have a function going in the next couple of days. Anyways, the point is we have things that are blocking our minds from expanding and things that are blocking our bodies. In my case, it was expanding and I needed to decrease some of that expansion. Now, when we want to find that purpose in our lives and kind of get out of that funk, the funk that's keeping us behind and feeling lazy and woe is me, and sometimes in our own pity party, to get out of that funk, we have to surround ourselves with positivity. We need positive people in our lives. We need positive news. Well, no such thing as positive news, but we need to watch or surround ourselves with positive messages. Sometimes it comes from a newspaper, a magazine, a TV show, but more importantly, socializing outside of our homes with other people. When we socialize with other people, it kind of gets our endorphins going and our energy up, and we just have to limit the negative people that we talk to because that can bring everything down also and also cause a sickness. Can also cause us to be even deeper in depression if we surround ourselves with the wrong types of people. Now, I've been in a funk. I've been having health issues, a little cloudiness in my mind for the last several months. And we come to a conclusion I'm just full of shit. But because of it, I've been a little bit lazy and falling behind on some of my business projects, falling behind on doing some things with my children, falling behind on getting more involved in the community like I usually do. The point is when our body tells us that something isn't right, a cramp, a pain, an ache, like I have an ankle that's still off and on hurting me from time to time. When our body tells us something's wrong, we need to stop, slow down, and listen to our body. What's our body saying? In most cases, saying slow down, take a break, take a chill pill, sit on the couch for a while, or take a nap. Whatever it is. But sometimes it says maybe you don't need another drink. Maybe you don't need to supersize that meal. Maybe you just need to back away from this group of people for a while. I'm not saying giving up eating good food, tasty food. I'm not saying even giving up alcohol and other things, but we all need to minimize what we put into our body. This is our temple. We only have one body. Sure, man can make us a new leg, a new arm, and even replace our heart if need be. But would it be better just to take care of the one body we already have without taking parts from other places? Eventually, we're going to become robots. And we know, we've heard it before, especially that book, 1984, talking about how robots are going to take over the world. Not our own emotional intelligence, but more artificial intelligence. They talked about that 30, 40 years ago. Look around you. That's kind of where we're going today. Do you want a robot to take over your position? Maybe it's your job you do, but do you want a robot to take position of you being a parent, of being a spouse, of being a child, of being part of the community? I know I don't. But if we don't take care of our bodies, if we don't learn to take care of that blockage, we don't need to take care of things that are slowing us down, could happen. It really could happen. Now, I want to apologize to anyone out there that maybe I haven't returned a phone call or email in the recent weeks. I still have been hospitalized, still recovering. But I'll tell you one thing, I have a lot more energy today than I have the past 4 or 5 months. And I've been running pretty hard this last week. And I need to slow down a little bit again because sometimes we get a little bit healthy, a little bit strong for a while, then we're running again, then we're jumping again, and we're like, yes, I'm back to my regular self. It's usually not that way. Recovery, healing is a process. It takes time. I had a blockage in my stomach. I've been drinking a liquid diet for the last couple weeks, obviously, and I had ribs the other day. Ooh, was it good? I had pork ribs, I had beef ribs, I had chicken, all barbecue, and it was good. And I did not eat it all in one sitting. I ate half of the meal at the restaurant, the other half I took home. But and most of us need to slow down. Maybe had the pork ribs and been fine. I was getting hungry. I kind of craved those things because that was what I was used to eating. And it's okay. We slip up, we fall down, we get a little confused. Well, today's another day. Today's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Make it a better day for you. We can't change what we ate yesterday or what we drank the other day or even a relationship failed. We can try to make those things better, but all we have is right here, right now, to modify our lives, to adjust as necessary to accomplish the things we need to accomplish. Now, I've seen a lot of people have diabetes and heart disease and lung disease. And if you were in the military like me, a lot of people have post traumatic stress syndrome disease, whatever you want to call it, emotional issues that come from some kind of trauma that many of us experienced. And we know about postpartum depression a lot of women get after they give birth. Because you just kind of feel not worthy or you're a little hopeless in some cases. And even though most of it's up here, it does cause a physical change in our bodies and we kind of act differently. And when people are telling us, oh, don't worry, you just had a baby, it probably take 2 or 3 months to get out of it. In our minds, it could take 2 or 3 months to get out of it, rather than people can snap it and change at a quicker pace. But we often have people telling us, no, that's okay. You don't need to do that right now. Our bodies will tell us when it's time we can do something, will tell us when it's time we can rest. And sometimes it just shuts down totally, like mine did, because I actually passed out. When I rushed to the hospital, I passed out, rolled eyes behind the head and all those things. I was safe. I didn't hit my head. And I was in a safe environment. I had a friend with me. He looked after me, and I'm very grateful for that. But regardless, because we often have cramps. Sometimes our legs cramp up when we're running, or even when we just get out of bed. Sometimes our ankles hurt, or our feet hurt, or maybe we need to soak them, or just put them up in the air for a while. Sometimes we have headaches, and I do not like to take medication. I probably take Tylenol or Motrin maybe 3 or 4 times a year. That's it, a year. I have a pain. Okay, I'm going to lay down and rest. Now, I do believe in essential oils, and I do use essential oils. If you want to learn more about them, please contact me, and they do help. The problem that I have with, not with oils, but with everything in life, is I don't follow through. I don't read the directions. I don't use things as often as I'm supposed to. Right? I have coffee. I rarely miss a day without coffee, but sometimes I miss a day without taking vitamin D or miss a day without enough vitamin C in my body. And those are also important nutrients for our overall well-being. Why do we do that? Multivitamins are great, but sometimes it's weak or our body doesn't digest it all in one pill form. Sad. In the 21st century, we can't just take a magic pill and all of our problems go away. God didn't design us that way. God designed us to use what's out there in nature to heal our bodies. God designed us in his image to figure things out for ourselves and be more cognitive about what we put into our bodies and to be a little bit stronger and healthier in our decision making. God expects us to fail, but he expects us to come to him and say, dear Lord, I screwed up again. Please help guide me and get me out of this problem, this funk, this hopelessness I'm in right now. And he listens. But sometimes God not doing anything right away is his way of saying, Take a break, take it easy. Don't worry, I got this. Now, how many of your friends say, don't worry, I got this? Our spouses should be able to do that, but even our spouses are limited to what they can do, what they cannot do. And many of us have jobs, other obligations, other extended family members who need our attention also. Anyways, the point is, I had a blockage, and the blockage was in my stomach, an obstructive blockage, whatever you call it. And a lot of people have blockage in veins and diabetes and neuropathy and some other medical and health issues, and we need to pay attention. Our body tells us when it's time to slow down. Our body tells us you're sick, go to bed. Eat that chicken soup. Chicken soup goes a long way and helps. Soup helps. The liquid diets, the soft diets help. We do need protein, but until our bodies heal, maybe protein comes from peanut butter, and I'm not going to say tofu. I will not say tofu is a good substitute, but fish and some other things that are soft for a while till their bodies are able to digest other things. And if you're having problems or trouble digesting, red meats or some of those heavier items out there, slow down. It takes smaller bites, chew a little bit longer, and more importantly than anything else, smaller portions. That's something I need to learn to do a little bit more. So, anyways, think about the blockage in your life. Think about what's stopping you from getting ahead to where you want to be. Think about what your body's saying to you and how you can change it for the better. Anyways, with all that being said, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Listen to your body, get rid of the blockage, get rid of the knuckleheads in your life. Have a great day now. I look forward to hearing from you, and don't be afraid to look me up, josephskoda.com. Leave some messages, subscribe to our channels, and let us know what you think and how I can best serve you. Have an awesome life, everyone, because you only have one. Bye now. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.